The following program is brought to you by Naleo TV, the people's platform.
Aloha! On this episode of Polymer Play with me, Barbara Hanson, we are going to be learning how to make a petroglyph canoe. Stay tuned. It's going to be great. Aloha! Aloha! I'm so excited about this episode of Polymer Play with me, Barbara Hanson, because I'm going to teach you how to make a petroglyph canoe. And I just love how this one turned out. This was my trial. Today what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into it, and I'm going to be using magenta and this shade of brown. Both colors I made. The brown, I added just a little bit of gold to it to give it a slight shimmer, and I added a little bit of a shimmery opaque white to the pink to also give it that. Kind of hard to tell maybe on the screen, but it's really, really pretty. So I'm going to start by building the sail, and however the first part of the roll that you make dictates the whole size. So you don't want to get too big on this, actually, or too small, because then you'll have a gigantic roll. Okay, now I'm preparing for this. With the brown color, I did a bunch of different thicknesses so that I don't have to stop and adjust for that. Okay, so I'm starting with the sail. Okay, oh, I love this color. I definitely am a pink person. Okay, now to shape it, let's see. I'm going to put an indentation here. Okay, so first off, I'm trying to shape the canoe sail. I'm trying to pinch the bottom of it. Now, this clay I'm using, I worked it extra this morning, so it's soft. It's got a nice feel to it, which will be helpful. I've done the sail several different ways. You can see over here, there's a whole bunch of different canoes I've done over the years. Okay, let's see. This one, I kind of want this side to go up a little higher. Now, I'm not sure how to tell you how to do this part. You just have to kind of jump in and go for it. Okay, I think I'm liking it. I know my ends are a little bit funky, but I'm going to cut them off as soon as I can. If I was to cut it right now, this whole thing would get smashed. So I'm not doing it. Okay, so as I look at this, I know that my line is going to come straight down here. So I'm just going to set this on the side for a second and jump over and build the bottom part. Okay, let's see. So, let's see. This goes this way. Like, okay, I know. Wait a second. Building rules can be very confusing. I'll just say that. Okay, so I know it needs to be this long because that's how long that is. So I'm going to do that. Actually, I think it's too long. So I'm going to cut this in half. Okay, I feel better about that. Now with this, I can cut this in half. Okay, and I can pull this a little bit, get it a little thinner. Okay, so the bottom of the outrigger canoe. We'll have, it's going to turn up a little bit, so I'm going to have that. And let's see, lengthwise, it's going to maybe be, this is a tricky roll, so I'm concentrating. Okay, so we're going to start with that. I'm going to take some of the brown and cut it the same width. Okay, and then actually I'm going to do it, I want it twice as thick. So I'm going to do it like this. Okay. Now, from here, okay. It's funny, on my dough sheeter, I've used one area so much that it's worn down. So sometimes my clay isn't completely even all the way across. So if you ever get one, make sure you vary where you put your clay. I do now. Okay, so here's the bottom. I'm going to do little pieces that are going to go, that will be inserted like this. Bear with me. I swear this will make sense in just a second. Thinking in a tube is another way of thinking. It's a little tricky, but very rewarding. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I'm going to do my first. Let me do this so you guys can see it better. I'm going to do my first one like that. Okay. And then let's see. This and do this. Okay, so these are like my little separators. So that's going to go like that. And then I'm going to put this one in like this. Now we're getting momentum. All right, and we're going to keep going. And oops, another two. This, and looks like I need one more of the brown. Then I'm going to layer the pink on the top. Okay. Okay. Then, okay. I want to do another little flare up on the side, so I'm going to do this across. That's going to be my taper. Okay. So this one, ooh, is sticking to the table. Okay, I'm going to roll. I'm going to put a little transitional piece in there so that when that goes up, it's just going to roll super gently. So really, with this, doing this cane, it's, you've got to figure this piece and this piece out. And then it's a matter of getting it all filled in correctly. Okay, we're going to pull that down and just add this right in here. Okay. And then, okay, check this out. I'm just going to carefully roll this up like that and cut off. I mean, who hasn't ever seen a magenta canoe in a brown ocean? I definitely do things my way. Okay, so that goes up. Okay, actually, I think I'm going to do the other one there too, because that way it will push this one to go up. Let's see. Put it out a little bit further. Okay, we've got it. I'm making sure it's right on all sides before I cut it. Okay, about that. I like to keep it really clean on the edges. Okay, so now this is going to go up as well. So we'll be adding brown. Actually, I think I'll do it right now. Thing for that to wrap around so it doesn't lose its shape, because we don't want to lose its shape. There we go. We've wrapped that little guy up. That's good. So we'll cut this end off. And like that. Okay. All right. So now we can go back and evaluate what we've got going on here. We've got the bottom. And we have the top. Oh, this is going to be quite the wild Voyager. Okay. So now what I need to do is I need this piece that connects the two. And this is the right, let's see. I think I will go, let's see. Well, we know it needs to be that tall. And we want it to be about maybe, let's see how this looks. This high. Okay. All right, now this connection's a little tricky. I really want to keep this line straight. So I think as I add this piece to the bottom of the sail, I really want to stress that I want that all one straight line. So I'm going to cut this excess off. And then knowing that this is a straight line here, I'm going to use this. Okay. Use this. Clean off my edges, nice and straight. Oh, I love this. Okay, I've made some really awesome rolls that are, this is just going to look so good with it. You know, it's like I get into new color schemes, and then we want to make several different things that all go together, because that way in the long run, you know, you can create a cohesive piece of art. Okay. But I like to have the canoes. I've done them, you can see, in different colors, because it's just, it's a beautiful addition to a clock or to anything. Got a lot of paddlers that live here. Okay. So we've got this straight line right here. Okay, and make sure this line's very crisp. Okay. All right, so once we've figured out where this is going to be placed, okay, I think I want it there. Then I'm going to go back. I'm going to start to fill in the area around. I think that this needs a little strip that fits in there. Let's see. This way. It's hard to put that thing on its side because the whole top would topple over. So I'm going to do a little line. Basically, you want to have the least amount of seams going on with different colors, because you can get little divots in it and you don't want to get divots in it. So, okay, let's see. Okay, I'm happy with that. Remember, you got to flip it over and see what's going on. Okay, that worked. That worked. Definitely that worked. Okay, now I think I want well, I know this is a big flopper out there right now, but there's a reason for it. Because I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do that continual wrap. I'm going to take this, which this is a little bit tall. About the right height. Okay. Now the easiest way for me to fill the space is to use a thicker one, because it gives you a solid foundation to keep the pattern the same. I'll show it to you this way, about it. It'll be a little easier to see here. So if I cut this straight down, okay, and come in like this. Okay, I'm going to cut this. That. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to come in here and do this. Oh, you, and then this. Okay, I'm trying to just get these all lined up. Okay, I'm happy now. I like that because now I'm at the end. And then I just need to do the little piece on this side. So now that's going to give me stability to continue packing in all the other space. Because that's, you know, you might build a great roll, but if you don't house it correctly, you know, and it's not good. So instead of doing a piece here and stopping, the better thing for me to do would be to take the piece and wrap it all the way around. So I know that this is my height, roughly. So I'm going to slice a piece of this. And, okay. So this is going to kind of go in right here to that. And should wrap around. Yay! I'm liking this. This is good. Okay. And I'm just going to take it to the end here. Well, actually, I'm going to leave it because I might just wrap it back up. So now we want to take and cover this part of the sail. So we're going to do it thin first, and then we're going to fill it in with the thick stuff. Okay. Let's see. I'm wondering if I cut this at a tiny bit of an angle, if I can take this. Okay, check this out. Okay, see this part right in there? I think the easiest thing for me to do is, actually, can you see that? It's kind of hard to see. Maybe you can see it better this way. This tiny piece that's in right here, that's what I'm going to take that little taper and put it down in there. Because I don't want to lose that part of the sail. Oh, it's so hard to flip over. That's funny. Okay, so we got that flipped. Okay. This is when you wish you had 3 hands, maybe 4. Just kidding. Okay, so that's going to go in. And I love these colors together. They're so good. This is going to come in, and then that's going to come down. Oh, no way. Look at that. We just made it so it makes it all the way to the end. Nothing is better. I just got so excited. Nothing's better than just a good, clean, long line like that. So that is fantastic. I'm going to cut this off so I can see what's going on here. And I'm actually just going to go in a hair to make sure that I've got a good clean edge of that. Give this a little pull. Okay, guys, look how we're looking. That's looking pretty good. We better flip it and see the other side. Yes. Okay, I've got, looks like my brown's a little higher on this side. And I could leave it, but then when I pull it down, this stuff's all going to like cover up what's going on with the pink, and I'm not going to be able to see. And so it's kind of what happened on our last roll with the helmet urchin. It didn't come down so great, but you know what? You can't win them all. Still pretty colors. Just don't know what it is. I've got a lot of those over the years. That's how you learn. You don't learn if you don't make mistakes. Okay, so now we get in here with this, and I'm hoping that this, let's see, let me clean my little zone here. The thickness of this hopefully will fit right in there. So wait, this is our height. This is our height. Oh, let's get rid of that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple of pieces because I know I'm going to need more than one to get this done. There's that. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to cut the end. And okay, and again, I want to keep that space in there. Can you see in there? I'm trying to really get this pushed in here to hold that line. Okay, then give this a cut. And to do the next one, you could do it one of two ways. I can cut it this way, or I can cut it that way. I think I'm gonna stick with it in the same direction. Ooh, that might be a tricky cut right here. Okay. Pinch that hair. Okay, that's gonna go in there. Again, see what we do. Oh, that looks good. I love these colors. That makes me so happy. Flipped it over and realized the other side needed to come in a little bit. Right. And now I'm going to come in this angle. Now remember, by having this straight line in here, that's going to prevent, it's going to keep the sail nice and smooth. Otherwise, you'd be getting all these little indentations in there. All right, let's see. Let's do it this way. And up. Up. Flip that over. Gotta keep flipping. Okay. Okay, then you know what I think I need to do is I need to work on this space right here. See how this space goes? It's gonna be a cute earring. A little bit big at this size. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take some of this brown and give it a roll. Yeah, you know, I've been so into using the metallic browns the last few years. I was like, I want to do something a little more subdued. I'm very happy. It's kind of exciting. I used to love pinks and browns together. And I'm bringing it back. Everything goes cyclical, doesn't it? Okay, we've got this. This is going to get pushed in here. I'm going to cut it. Flip it. Okay. Now I've got these little, I'm just going to roll a piece and stick it in there. Pull this down a little bit more. Now, this roll, because we've got so much softener in the clay, which is something I've been experimenting with because clay formulas are changing out there. When I get it all dialed in, you'll be the first to know after me. But so I'm kind of altering the way that I've done things in the past. It's really based on the material. If the material is really soft, I find that it's easier to build not as long and just do it a little bit wider. It seems to be working in my favor, but you know, who knows? The verdict's still out. Okay, so now when I get in there and I can see that that's a pretty sharp angle. Get that. Get that one. Flip it over. Yeah, I'm excited. This is turning out really cool. So this is the method that I use for really all the petroglyphs. You could do the runner this way, but this is a great way to do all the things that are set in squares or rectangles. Okay, coming in here, pushing that. Scrape this. Whenever you have this stuff on the table like that, it's going to stick to your roll. So you just want to give it a Get rid of that. Okay. Oh, this is really coming along great. We're getting there. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. And I'm gonna flip it over. You really have to flip these over a lot because you can, well, actually all of them you should flip over. Let's see. I'm gonna take off this. Okay, so how do you know when you need a new knife? When you need a new knife, it starts to be harder to push down. And when it gets harder to push down, you know you need a new knife. And you know what? I need a new knife. But I keep all the old ones because the dull ones, or the ones that are a little more dull, are actually better for learners and they don't then hurt themselves. Okay, so we're getting there. So I'm looking at this and I can see that I need something on this side, right? Because I don't want these are exposed. So let's see here. Give myself a nice clean edge. And let's see. Figure out. Okay, we're gonna need that. So, you know how I like to have the long earrings coming down? That's the other reason why I'd like to do like 3 patterns with a similar color or just a color palette, so that when I do things like my earrings and my jewelry, I've got several things that go together. All right. Okay, we've got this. We're getting there. All right. Okay, as I pull this down a little, we should talk about what we did here as a recap. Oh, she's looking pretty good. Okay, we started with the sail. Then we built the bottom. We did the line. We did a smooth line wherever we could around the pink color. And then we packed it in. Okay, now this is an odd shape to take down. So usually what I do for these is I push like this. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get rid of the air pockets that are in there. And so I'm making it longer. I'm wanting it to get smaller and get longer. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to go ahead and do it because I know I can get it there. Okay, now when you start to see things bubbling out the sides, sometimes you need to stop, do things with it. All right. I think you can see where I'm going from there. It's already getting smaller. But before I go, I want to show you a couple things that I did with the canoe. Look at that guy. I wonder if I could get a clean slice before I show you what I want to show you. It's going to be a surprise. Look at that, guys. Yes. That's amazing. Now at this point, it really needs to sit for a little bit before I finish it, but I just wanted to show you a couple things that I did with different canoes. So on this clock, here's my canoe. The different thing I did with this one was I outlined it with black before I set it in the lavender. And this one, I did the sail different, more petroglyph style. So it just depends on what you want to do. And this one is very similar to what I did today, although I used multiple shades of green and didn't make it a solid color before assembling it. So there you go. Go out there and make yourself a canoe today. Aloha. Take care.